walking through the street and making your way towards that destination. The streets are busy as the individuals who are finishing up their work for the day or their various errands for the afternoon are heading back to their abodes, whereas the night crew, as some people refer to it, are beginning to make their way out into the evening air. You hear this strange, this odd, low, bassy rumble. And right as you hear it, you see it. This dull blue flash. And you can immediately see what looks to be a cart being pulled by two of these seal goats behind it. As it seems to be this small kind of arcane sphere that emerges from it, flashes for a second. Both of the goats rear up and rush into a charge forward. As they do, the cart seems to dislodge and splat onto its side, crashing into the street. Boxes scattering across the center of the road. People around, oh God, like looking at each other and checking to make sure it's okay. The boxes hit and break open. As they do, looks like utensils and furniture and bits of decoration scatter onto the ground. And what looks to be a small kitchen knife begins to glide into the air. A table that was turned on its side, the legs bend, and the table seems to be moving of its own accord.
Are you seeing this?
A broom suddenly begins to whip up into the air. A sword scattered to the side begins to drift up with no wielder.
Oh,
And what looks to be a rolled up rug that had spilled open begins to wrinkle and pulse.
Oh my gosh.
The three of you had just begun to make your way the outside of the Spire by Fire before you watch this sudden minor cataclysm to this cart occur and these objects beginning to move under their own power in the center of the street.
Do we see any people nearby?
There are many people nearby, and some of them are curious, some of them are like kind of frozen in place, a bit spooked, and some are just running. I'd like you all to roll initiative. Dorian, as you're stepping in and you see these crates open and these objects beginning to just shift in the air and move around, people you see scared and are now starting to run and running these blades. The sword itself seems to right itself in one other direction. It looks like it's going for them. The knife is now starting to make its way towards one of the nearby people. It looks like these are not just enchanted objects. They are currently looking to make a mess. What are you doing?
I'm gonna sprint toward that sort of long sword headed for that poor guy with the bag. While I'm running, I'm going to, on my hip, I've got a hand axe, and I'm going to unclip it from my hip, and I am going to attempt to throw it at the sword that is going for the guy in an attempt to divert it.
So as the axe hits the sword, you watch as they both impact and it seems to like hit the ground for a second. You're like, oh, you took it out. Then it rises and then shing, seems to like the metal itself vibrate in your direction as it's getting ready to reassess its direction.
Oh no.
Okay, the boots on my feet sort of tighten around them, the leather straps tighten around his feet, and I get a running start, run about 10 feet, and then spring into the air, flipping over the sword. Orm is going to thrust down, swing his sword down and knock it towards the ground if he can, and I'm gonna use a goading attack.
Go for it. Striking down as you feel the gravity pull you to the floor. As you strike down on top of it, it once again clatters to the ground and you feel like you pinned it to the floor and it's kind of hitting into the stone and you feel it fighting. It's weird. You never had a weapon fight on its own against you until eventually it slides off under your blade and rights itself. You can see it's looking a bit scuffed and it's looking a bit damaged, but it is still intent on massacring whatever's in front of it.
Well, that's new. I'm gonna just wait for the next thing.
All right, finishing that, Fern, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to take my thorn whip off of my hip.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look over at this rug and just try to snap my whip around it.
Go for it.
Am I able to hold on to it and keep it from...
It's brought a little bit closer to you. It's not grappled and eventually fights its way off the whip, but it now is pulled in towards where you're standing.
I'm just gonna hold on to it.
Finishing there, go, fresh cut grass. You are up with Imogen on deck.
The item in front of us is what?
And in front of you is a broom.
It's a broom. Okay.
And it's just like...
I feel like Ashton's got this. So, sort of focus my eyes on him and just say, "Believe in yourself." And I will do sympathetic binding with.
Oh, we're going
with them.
there. Hey. All right, so channel divinity, sympathetic binding.
Yes, and I guess as as my bonus action, Shield of Faith, or as I call it, Shield of Help.
Okay, so I see the rug in Dorian's hand. He's grappling with it, and I'm gonna just look at him and reach out my hands and put my hands on it and cast Burning Hands onto the rug.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Am I still holding the rug?
You can. I'll allow you to let go as the flames are going past your hands, not
Just
directly.
let go, okay?
I'll activate my hand saw.
You hear this loud whining sound as this metallic disc attached to the edge of the arm begins to spin up.
And I'm gonna try to, try to slice it.
Get that blade on blade action.
Yeah.
That misses.
All right.
You go and it just darts up. It's very small and very nimble.
All
It's
right.
hard to catch a blade that's only about that long and is going through the air like an angry bee.
Well then, frustrated, I will, as a bonus action, cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
And I will make something that most kitchen knives can't stand, which is a tomato. Because it's just really hard. It's really hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not serrated. So,
There you go.
So a tomato will attack this knife.
We'll say a spiritual tomato apparate. I don't have a tomato mini, my apologies.
It looks
but
really close to
that's as close as I can get there. That misses, unfortunately.
It's all right.
The snipe was ready. It hates tomatoes so much, it doesn't want to be near one.
It's a Santoku. They can do anything.
Finish your turn.
Yep.
The table is going to go ahead and it's going to turn on you.
No, wait.
It's got still an 18 on its lowest roll.
Oh. Might we parlay?
That is 19 points of bludgeoning damage against you.
I will take,
Wait, what?
I will see this happening to this old geezer. And
Okay, I'm upright.
and I will transfer half of his suffering to myself.
Okay, so you're going to use that reaction ability. Okay.
So half damage to you.
Bless you, small creature.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Laudna, you're up.
All right, so we have the rug and the table, right?
Some chairs, we can have a whole day.
The rug. I almost have a picnic. I'm a the rug.
Come on.
Yep.
Well,
It seems like more of a problem. Eldritch Blast to the rug.
Blast.
9 damage.
9 damage. How do you want to do
I
get
look
more afraid.
into the rug's eyes, or where I perceive its eyes to be, its tassels, and I just look deep into it as I just coat it with black ooey. And I go, yes,
It falls to the ground and slowly begins to just turn into this like
I wanted you
crimson,
to know it was me.
this crimson sludge that just sloughs off of you into the ground. You glance right up at this terribly frightening black-veiled creature.
Hello.
Hello!
Hi.
Hi!
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh, this is fun.
It's so much fun. Did you just do that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
She shouts from 40 feet away.
Yes.
Thank you!
All the people are now going to start fleeing and running off to the side. Everyone starts screaming and charging out of the way down the alley this way to escape, and this individual is going to run on inside of the inn and vanish.
They all dress like they can handle some shit, but
I
when it
know.
really comes down, they're all taking. It's just cosplayers. Just cosplayers.
So
They have conventions and sorry, sometimes. Don't
The
hate.
hammer's made of PVC pipe.
So we start our adventure as we normally do in a lovely tavern. Okay, Dob.
Yeah?
Your chair is breathing?
Every time. Okay, I look down at my breathing chair and I poke it a little bit to check, is it sort of rising and falling like that?
It's sort of more like, because it's a very grand chair. So, because it's kind of got arms and stuff, it's more like you feel it expanding and contracting around you, just very gently. It's sort of like being at sea.
Are we seeing him just slowly rise and fall?
Yeah, pretty much everybody notices that Dob, well, except for poor Prudence, everyone notices that Dob is slowly sort of rising and falling, except you, Meryl, when you notice that actually Prudence's chair is doing the same thing. I don't really...
I decide I'm not nearly drunk enough to deal with this, and I head to the bar and order myself a grog.
I don't notice that the chair is.
And I don't want to tell anyone or they'll want to go. And it feels real good.
Are you on some kind of like massage chairs?
I insist you stop rising and falling in your chair. It's weird.
I can't. My chair's doing something funny. I don't know what's up with it. I tried giving it a poke.
Okay, well, I'm at the bar ordering my grog, so I say to the bartender, so what is this, some kind of evil chair deal? I don't know, what are they? We've got to fight the chairs, or what's with the breathing chairs?
You what?
Why are the chairs breathing? My friend is going up and down on a chair, and it's weird.
Oh, they're not meant to be doing that. And
wait, do you mean we're not meant to be doing that, or the chairs aren't meant to be doing that?
As he says, they're not meant to be doing that. The chairs sort of explode under you, and they
Total party
throw
wipe.
Prudence and Dob straight into the air, and indeed sort of start like jumping around the tavern, and sort of like you're not sure which bits of them are gnashing, but there are bits of them that are gnashing, and you're vaguely aware that in other parts of the tavern, similar things are happening.
Guys, the furniture.
It's Beauty and the Beast protocol.
Okay, we need to fall in love with the guy who owns the tavern.
I'm on it.
I'm just going to straight up ask you to roll for initiative, because I think before we get into a convoluted love plot, let's fight some chairs. Okie dokie, so we are going to start off with Corathon. Corathon, there are two chairs, basically trying to bite people on their posteriors, like gallivanting around your table. Other people are scattering across the bar. You can hear a vague screaming in an area that you don't really care about yet. What are you going to do?
I immediately hide.
Okay.
Sorry, explain these chairs to me a bit more. How big are they? How tough do they look?
They're chair size?
Yeah, but like big. Do they have spikes on them? Are they dangerous to me?
They sort of, so basically it's like the seats have come up, and you know when like a cushion's been nailed down and now it's come up and it's like, oh, don't put your hand in that.
Yeah.
It might hurt your finger. Scale that up so it's more like, oh, those are razor sharp teeth. That might take a limb.
Cool.
Okay. And they're made of what, wood?
You hope at this point.
Okay. Man, how do you kill a chair?
Like, we don't need to kill it.
What, you want to romance the chair?
I want to know its whole deal. We're not going to know that if we turn it into splinters.
All right.
But
We
it's
are
not
in
my
combat.
turn. Hey, what do I know?
I continue hiding and wait for Dobbs' plan.
Perfect. All right. We go straight to Merylwen. Merylwen, you like wood, but this seems weird.
Yeah, this isn't normal tree wood. I'm going to cast Entangle to try and trap them in place.
Very good. All right.
So you're hoping to like entangle the chair.
Yes, and then if anyone else wants to hit it, it'll be a bit easier. Hopefully.
Meanwhile, I come back from the bathroom and say, guys, you see what the toilet's doing?
Does the urinal also have teeth?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't need to go anymore.
Well done, Merylwen. You have in fact managed to ensnare both of these chairs. They're kind of wriggling in their vines, and it is their go next. So they are both going to try and break free. One of them does. The other one is still sort of lashed there, like making chair noises. Who goes next?
Dob, what do you want to do about these chairs?
Here's the grand plan.
You're going to kiss the chairs.
I grab a bedroll from out of my bag.
Yep.
I sort of unfurl it to mattress size, and then I leap bodily onto the chair that got free and sort of like hold it in place with my body like this.
Okay.
Okay. You're like rodeoing the chair.
Yeah, I'm like rodeoing the chair, but
Right.
with a mattress between me and the teeth.
Make me a strength attack.
8 plus 0.
You're sort of like, you land on it, but you're now just sort of like backwards on a chair, like
a
flopping
cool
around.
teacher.
But also, you know how toddlers don't really have control of their upper bodies?
Do I?
You're sort of being run around a tavern now, just sort of flopping over your head. So that's what Dobbs doing. Prudence, that went well.
Help me, Prudence!
All right, a directed Eldritch Blast right on the chair, because I don't know what this is about, but Dob, I'm going to save you. It's going to be fine.
I trust you so completely.
I blast the chair out from under Dob. I attempt to do that.
It's not a cube or anything, right? That Eldritch
Not a
Blast?
cube.
Okay.
So make me a ranged spell attack.
All right.
Glad I brought my drink behind here into
It's,
the hiding place.
3.
3.
I'm having a bad morning, you guys.
Yeah.
We've never faced anything this strong.
You're being unmanned
This
by
is it,
2
guys.
chairs.
Guys, it's 2 chairs!
That's a miss. Egbert, save us all.
Help us, Egbert.
But it missed completely, right?
They're made of wood.
Yeah.
I was thinking that.
Burn
But
them.
are they made of wood?
Yes,
He just said they asked him if they were made of wood, and he said,
We think they're made of
Burn
wood.
them, Egbert.
all right, I burn them with my flame breath.
Yes.
Including the one that Dob is on. Right.
Wow,
stopped
don't know where that
perusing the
came from.
menu.
I'm really sorry.
And I burn them with my flame breath, please.
Yeah, please do. Not so dexterous, this chair. And that one, yeah, that's completely messed it up. How do you escape a burst of flame on the chair that you are
Do a
on which
flip.
you are riding?
Well, first I spring up so that my legs are under me on top of the chair, and then I propel myself upwards onto the chandelier on top of the bar and crouch down on it, cat-like, and I look down and I notice that, hey, what's that? Got a little bit singed on the outfit. That was a close one.
Dob will remember that.
If you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much room.
I knew you had it, Dob.
Okie dokie. So, as these 2 nightmarish chairs kind of crumble into bits of weird charcoal, basically, the room falls weirdly, I say weirdly silent. Everyone's legged it. Except for, towards the end of the bar, you hear this repeated, like, nah, blah, blah noise that is then ended by the crack of an axe as basically this massive hulking dude with a big white beard and long silver hair
Santa.
buries a great axe into that bit of the bar that you lift up to get past, which up until that moment had just been chewing on a dude.
Oh, no.
The man sort of leaves the axe buried in there, makes sure it's dead, and goes,
That was very well done, all of you. That was...
Presumably
sorry.
presumably the till has been left unattended.
yes.
Cool, I help myself to everything in the till, and also as much rum as I can physically fit on my person.
In your stomach.
In my person.
And in my person, yes.
You find 15 gold pieces, 4 bottles of rum.
Nice.
And you're now kind of drunk.
Sweet.
I know this all seems a bit strange. Not uncommon for someone of my decades. I've seen stranger. But if you would be interested in hearing more, I would love to treat you all to a drink, perhaps some food, and maybe talk it over a bit more, unless you're more interested in finding out who let the furniture out.
We're off to the docks, right?
Do you think we should go there now and just like wait? Oh, we should spring a trap. We should not be there. We're conspicuous. We should be hiding on rooftops.
We should disguise ourselves as chairs.
I have a disguise kit.
This is the greatest idea I've ever had. Sorry, I'm really drunk.
I use my disguise kit to disguise Coruscant as a chair.
Yes, I love it. I love the plan so much. Guys, I'm a chair.
All right,
Where's
so the pirate's a
Corazon?
chair now.
Yeah. What the f*** was that?